Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Ritual Flow. For today's reading, we are doing a spirit reading for the sign of Virgo. So if you are a Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, there may be some messages here for you. This is a general reading though, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Not everything will resonate with everyone, and this is timeless as well. So whenever you're seeing it is when you're meant to receive it. Well, let's see what's going on with your energy. Alright, what's going on with Virgo? Okay, not those. Okay, we've got Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups, the Tower, Queen of Cups, the Hierophant. I just heard you're learning a lesson about waiting. You're learning a lesson about waiting. I don't know what that means yet, but that was a message for somebody about something. Maybe it'll show up here. Let me give one more, please, for Virgo. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, all right. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, Virgo. So it looks like, oh my goodness. What? Okay, so there's this energy that like you want to start something new. You're in your future mind right now, Virgo. You're not being present. You're really focused on the future, like living in your future, or in like the idea of your future. You need to ground it back down into the present. Because that's where you're actually going to manifest this. It's like you're trying to, this is about a relationship. It's like you're wanting to celebrate a new love. But something's gonna fall apart. Something is not I don't know if that's for you or this person. Oh, it feels like there's like two different messages here. Okay, so for some of you, this is about things falling apart for you. You sort of like hoping and anticipating this new relationship, this new future, something that feels very happy, very I'm hearing jovial. I'm feeling like, I don't know, like Jupiter is relevant to someone somehow. Someone's Jupiter is like receiving some sort of transit right now, or someone is like Jupiter ruled in like another sign placement that you have. Because that's not Virgo. But there's this element of like you like looking and hoping for this love. It's like that's going to get your heart broken, because it's like this anticipation is, it's like it's just it's like putting all your eggs in one basket, like sitting and waiting and hoping for someone to come to you so that you can be happy. But it's like when that doesn't show up, then you're like unhappy, you're hurt. And you're like setting yourself up for that with your mindset. And it's like that's an important lesson for you. And like you're gonna have to like sit with those feelings if you do that to yourself. And it's like there's this, like you need to come into union with yourself. But you're sort of like holding that back. Some sort of message is like coming in about this like attachment that you have. Something about the way that you've been keeping yourself bound to this outcome. And it's like being like changed to a specific outcome is not where you're supposed to be. Okay. So that's like one scenario. For this other scenario, you're wanting to plan a future with someone, to like have that be your reality. And they're with someone else currently, which poses an issue to like building a future with you, which is like what you're trying to like do. And for some of you in that situation, it's going to go like a similar way to like the people that are like planning for something specific, because like that is a specific outcome. It's just like some of you, it's like some of you are like pining for a person that just like doesn't have those feelings for you. And it's like a sort of like it's something emotional that's not really like grounded in reality, or something that is like something you're attaching yourself to this outcome because of like your own feelings that are unaddressed, your own like Trauma is like your own shadow. But for others of you, like this is a specific scenario where the person that you're seeking to manifest is like with someone else already. And there's this energy of something happening and everything like coming down. And there being like loss and like grief over this attachment. And it's like there's this, it can also go the way of like you sitting in your feelings and like learning a lesson like while this person is like grieving what they lost, versus like you grieving the loss because this like person didn't come or doesn't, or whatever your situation may be. And for some of you, you know, this person is becoming available. There will be like, you know, period for healing, but you two will be able to be together. But it may be delayed because of your need to address, again, like your shadow. There's something that you're not seeing within yourself regarding this, like I said from the beginning, about needing to be present because your like mind is in the future. You're like living in a time that hasn't happened yet. And that's what you're learning about here, regardless of like what form or shape this like movement and this like relationship focus like is taking for you. What was that message from the beginning? Learning a lesson about waiting? Yeah. Yeah. The message is that oh, please don't lose it. Oh, it's so close. Hold on. You're missing your life if you're missing out on creating your life as long as you're focused on what it's going to look like to the degree that you are, and not like living it to become that. You've got to focus on yourself a little more, focus a little more inward, focus on like your livelihood. It's an energy of like focus on you, focus on the two parts of you, the two halves of like yourself, your own energy, your own existence. Find your balance in the present moment. And that's going to give you the best outcome for this situation. That's what's really going on here, is that that's why there's like the multiple messages, because you know, if you keep living in the future, this scenario is going to turn out in such a way where you get your heart broken because all of your energy and effort and focus was in the future on like another person who's not even like in your life in this way that you want them to be. And then, you know, then the other scenario of, you know, if you take a step back and focus on yourself, focus on your present, just like what you're doing each day, not worry about how things unfold with this other person. From that space, things are going to unfold in the way that they need to. But this is really about you looking within, keeping tabs on where your thoughts are, where your actions are, and making sure that they're occurring within and about the present moment. This is a lesson in like learning how to attract rather than to chase. Because chasing this person is going to get your heart broken. But attracting this person is entirely possible. Okay, we've got Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Deep connection. Trust your inner voice. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. Yeah. I feel like you see this path into the future. You already know all about it. And that's part of why it's so like easy, compulsive for you to be like in the energy of like chasing after it, like pursuing that future rather than seeing it unfolding before you. And you're being asked to utilize this awareness, this wisdom that you have in a like a healthier way, in a way that flows with the divine. It's like you know that this relationship is meant for you. And that's part of what makes it so hard for you to take a step back and let things unfold. To not feel so much like you've got to move, you've got to take action. To be okay with sort of like holding back temporarily and letting it grow on its own. But it's like subconsciously, like what I'm telling you now, you already knew this. Like I'm not the first person that's mentioned this that you've heard about being in the present moment versus living in the future. You've heard that before. You've also heard about like focusing on yourself, like not waiting around. You've heard about like not being in the energy of like seeking something that you're lacking, of like behaving as if you already have it. Like these law of attraction concepts are not unfamiliar to you. It's just the pull of this, like what you see in your future is so strong and powerful. It's sort of like pulling you off of your center and like pulling you like towards that future. But it's like, and it like that gives the same energy as like you chasing after it, because like it's you moving toward the thing rather than where you need to be is like in the present, in stillness, centered, grounded in yourself, and calling, pulling, drawing the future in towards you, attracting it. What other messages do you have for Virgo? The answers you need are coming. What was I saying? There's something I said you were going to have like messages about. Okay. We got be bold and make the first move. A win-win outcome is forecast. Balance spirituality and practicality. Believe in the impossible. Okay. So, there's this energy of needing to, it's like, this waiting energy applies here too. There's this message about not like, not seeking the answers too. Like, that's the same thing. It's the same energy that, like, just go about your business. The answers, the messages will show up. This thing will show up. Oh, for some of you, the message is going to be about this tower. It's like when you detach, when you successfully like keep yourself in the present and quit striving for this future with this person, that's when you're going to receive that message that like something has happened, whatever has been holding them back before from you, that something has changed. You know, whether that's another person that they were with or like some other scenario in their life, like keeping them separate, because it's like this separation needed to occur for you to learn, for you to be learning this lesson about managing your own energy when it comes to your manifestation. Like not being in that mindset of seeking out the future and just like letting the future like wash over you and like unfold over you as it comes. A balanced spirituality and practicality. That's really what, and that's a win-win outcome is forecast. Like that's what's going on here, is that like when you're like being asked to get in alignment, essentially. And like what alignment looks like for you is first like bringing yourself back to center, back to your present, and anchoring in there so that you can live from there, like live from your present moment. That's going to balance you spiritually. That's going to balance things, like that's going to be reflected in your external environment. That's going to balance you like physically as well, and the things in your life. And so you're going to be winning that like internal balance. And when that's reflected in your outer life, the universe responds, the other elements and pieces, people respond. And this relationship that's supposed to be will come about when you shift your energy. And part of shifting your energy is believing in the impossible. Blue moon, I think, isn't there a blue moon happening this month? In a few days here, maybe like a week or something. Anyway, so that period of time may be relevant for you. That may be when you're receiving some messages. That may be when you're like resolving to like change your energetic perspective that you're like operating from. By the way, like it's important for you to believe and trust that like what is meant for you is going to find you. And from that space, it's that helps you stay in the present, live in the present, because you're not as worried about the future when you trust and believe like what the universe can bring you when you trust and believe. This be bold and make the first move. This to me is signaling that like it's required of you to do this, which I think that's more of a confirmation. It was already sort of reiterated that like if you keep like striving and pushing towards this future, like trying to force it, something is going to break down, and you're going to be the one that like ends up hurt if that's the move you try to make, is like, hey, I know we're supposed to be together, like come be with me. hey, like you're my future, come get in my present. Like this is like speaking about the move that you need to make is like literally the first move, like the energetic one. Come back out of that future scenario and ground back into yourself. That's the move. That's the only move you need to make at this point. If you do that, everything else sort of starts to like magnetize and like come into place. Yeah. Meditate, do yoga, do something that gets you like in your body. Do some healing, like moving some energy could help. Getting some Reiki, a massage maybe for someone. Energetic frequency healing, sound healing. Yeah, like whatever speaks to you, you need to like envision, like put yourself mentally into your body, like operate as if your like brain is in your heart in a way. Like let your mind settle down like into the heart space. and like live as much as your life as possible, like from that like vantage point, like from that perspective. Like set a reminder, set like reminders like throughout the day on your phone to like remind you to get back into that space. Okay. So if this reading resonated with you, give it a like, comment down below, share it with someone, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next week, Virgo. Bye.